Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jason here. Just got off work a little while ago. I'm tired. Haven't made a video in about a month, and everyone here, my family, have been super busy. So sorry if there's been no updates. As you can see, there's Rolo. I'm gonna go over him in a minute. Saltwater tank is doing awesome. I had to look at my last video and see what I didn't show. There's huge changes, as you can see, with this tank alone. And then I'll show you the saltwater tanks. Freaking awesome. But enough babbling. Let me show you the tanks. All right, here's 40-gallon breeder. There is Rolo. Show you him in a minute here. Went ahead and made a plywood shelf like I did on my 40-gallon in Oregon. You just kind of cut a notch so it goes over that bar and rests under there. And I don't remember the exact measurements. Pretty easy to make. You just lay it in there, and shelf works great. Painted black. Still got the Aqua Clear 70s on there. Not too crazy about these 70s. They're a little bit noisy, but they're doing the job. Their tank is great. Parameters are great. They are definitely filtering the way they're supposed to be. And I went ahead and put my UV sterilizer in there. But there is Rolo. You can see Rolo has gotten a lot bigger. I took out all the gravel, all the decor. I rehomed all those little guys because he was mutilating them. And he's got a nice bare bottom tank. And this fish, my God. This fish is going to be very healthy and get very big. As you can see back there in the back, this guy poops non-stop. Ragnar had a digestion issue, and I rarely ever saw Ragnar poop. His stomach, his belly was always big. This guy, it doesn't matter how much I feed him, he poops it out in like 2 minutes, which is a really, really good thing. So this guy's metabolism is working really, really good. You can see, I have to suck all this out like every few days, which most fish probably do that. You just don't see it or notice it because you got a bunch of gravel and decor in the tank. But with a bare bottom tank, it's a lot easier to see it now. But it's pretty cool having a bare tank like this. Keeps everything nice and clean. You can see he's already getting a big hump on his head. His blue color looks really nice. He's got to be 3 times the size as he was about a month ago. It's been about a month since I made the last video. He's pushing 3.5 inches, I think. Yeah, definitely. He's definitely pushing about 3.5 inches. He was about 2.5 when I got him, but he's got longer, beefier. All his fins grew back. Very social. Yeah, Rolo's cool. Really like this guy. Really healthy. Eating a lot and pooping like freaking crazy. So I'll keep you up to date on him. He's doing really, really good in this tank. Now for the saltwater tank. My wife's tank. We got corals, we got fish. The last video I did, the tank was still cycling. It was probably about a week later. It cycled. I did a 50% water change, put in some bacteria, and in 3 days, all my parameters were good. What's up, Roxy? This is my daughter's dog. She's Chihuahua. Other than that, we don't know what she is. She's a cool mix. What's up? Anyway, back to the tank. Let me see if I can get the real colors, because right now everything looks just blue. All right, this is about the best I can get, trying to get the color right. So as you can see, we got 2 Nemos. We have this fish right here, which is a man, I don't even remember what that thing was called. Kind of hard to get. There's a fire goby and a grama fish. It's purple and yellow. It looks blue in the video, but that blue is actually purple. We got this hammerhead coral, which is green. There we go. You can see some green on it with purple tips. This one, that inside's a little greenish blue with purple arms on there. And we got this big fat anemone, which is greenish pink. And an Aiken coral. Where is, oh, there he is. This guy, there, you can kind of see the colors on him. He's purple and, oh, there's good color right there. purple and orange. We also got a bunch of little critters in here. Nope, there's one. We got 3 of these little hermit crabs. 3 of those guys. A snail and a emerald crab, which is a big green guy. I'm not sure where he is. But as you can see, the crazy thing about this anemone, you can see its leg or its body stretching all the way back into the cave back there. When we put this guy in, we put him over there, and he crawled around this entire tank for almost a week. The anemone crawled around the tank. We would wake up, he would be drifting along the bottom. A couple times I thought it was dead, and then one morning he found this spot. And what he does, so you can see his body go all the way down there. Every night he shrinks all the way back into the rock where you can barely see him. And every morning he comes all the way out. Pretty cool. Oh, there's the hermit crab on top. So my wife named him Striker, that little fish right there. And there's Marlin and Nemo. The Grama, my wife named Grandma. And the Goby, I forgot what my wife named him. But everything seems to be pretty healthy and doing really good. We put all these fish and corals in over the span of about 2 weeks. And it really, I don't want to say it's not as hard as other people think it is, because this is our first saltwater tank, and I'm not going to claim I'm an expert or anything. Me and my wife did a lot of research on this, and we tried to get what we researched was easy to take care of corals, and everything's been really good. Here's a better, you can kind of get maybe a better look at the colors. You can see the green, there we go. You can see the green on that hammerhead coral right there. You kind of see the purple and green on that Duncan. And they're all hiding back there. I did have an algae issue for a while. That seems to be going away a little bit. The critters go along on the sand and they kind of churn it up. I scrub it off the glass. The algae issue is getting better and better with time. But all I've been doing is a 5-gallon bucket of salt water, a water change a week. I am buying the salt water from my pet store. I'm not at the point where I want to start mixing it myself yet. So I'm buying salt water and I'm doing a 5-gallon water change a week, which in this tank with all the decor in here is probably about a 30% change. And that's pretty much it. I'm not even gravel vacuuming at all, just doing a water change. I programmed my light a certain way because that light's programmable, so I made it, the sunrise is from 6 to 9, so the light will slowly rise from 6 in the morning till 9 at night, and then, 6 in the morning till 9 in the morning, and then at night it dims from 6 at night till 9 at night. And that seems to be working with these guys. I've also learned how to feed them. This is the food I'm using. Got this idea from a local guy, Southern Delight Nano Krill. I feed this to all the fish, and I actually feed it to the corals. Still got the AquaClear 50s on there, 1 heater, 1 water circulator, and that fluval light, and that's it. And just kind of letting this tank do its own thing. This anemone is freaking crazy cool. But I also feed these guys with that fish food with, let me show you real quick. So I got this little plastic squeeze tube right here, and I'll fill up a tiny little bit of water in this little bitty jar with the fish food. I'll let it soak a little bit, I'll squeeze that in, I'll suck it into that little squeeze container. I'll turn off the filters and the pump and everything so the water's not moving, and I'll just squeeze a little bit right into the corals in the center, and you can actually see them squish up and grab the food, and they're actually feeding them. It's pretty cool. So that's a saltwater tank. I think in my experience I've had so far with this tank, the one thing that I can say is definitely tank your time. Yeah, do some research. It's really hard to tell over the video everything that you should do. Definitely take your time. A freshwater tank, you can set it up, throw in a couple of fish, and even cycle with the fish. Even though some people think that's mean, it's really not. 2 small fish is not going to give off enough ammonia in the tank to where it's going to hurt them. If you just overstock a tank before it's cycled, then you run into problems. In a saltwater tank, you got, a whole lot of stuff to worry about here. So you definitely want to take your time, make sure it's cycled. Slowly add a few things here and there, and just take your time with it. And I thought acclimating all of these guys was going to be a bigger pain in the butt, but it wasn't. Whenever I brought them home in a bag, I poured out half the water, put in some of my tank water, and set it there in the tank for about 20 minutes, and then just put them in. And have had no issues at all whatsoever. So, but yeah, I don't know what else to say about this saltwater tank other than it's just beautiful. It's thriving. It's doing really good, and I would say the other big thing that I've learned is consistency. Once you set it up, just kind of leave it alone. Definitely get a light you can program. I think that makes a huge difference. Instead of coming over in the morning and turning the light on and shocking the corals, you definitely want a slow sunrise and a slow sunset. And I think that helps the corals a lot. So yeah, consistency is basically seems to be the key of the saltwater tank. And I don't know what else to say about that. This tank is freaking amazing. We definitely want to get some more corals in the future, but for what we have right now, me and my wife agreed we're just going to leave it alone. Let everybody get used to this tank and keep growing, and maybe add 1 or 2 more corals later. Wish I could find that emerald crab for you guys. He's freaking cool. One last look at Rolo here, Thai soaked flowerhorn. Really liking this guy. I wish he'd puff his fins out. He looks awesome when he puffs his fins out. He just knows I'm home and he wants to get fed. Alright guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Sorry it took a month to do an update. I will do another one here in a few weeks, and if there's any major changes, but as for right now, just letting that saltwater tank go. Just let them thrive, do their thing, and letting Rolo grow and get bigger. Alright, thanks for watching guys, and take care out there.